How's it hanging, everybody? My name is Oklah and I play through Terraria's Shadows of Abaddon mod. Ever wanted to use a deck of cards as a weapon, or maybe something called the Orbital Destruction? Maybe not, but what about using an armor set that requires you to harvest the essence of your enemies? If not, then you must want to fight a bunch of siblings that can come together to form an all-powerful being just like the Power Rangers or Lions of Ultron. Or maybe you don't want to play Terraria at all and you want to play a different game that's similar, such as Minecraft. If any of these options apply to you, then you've come to the right place. If you're new here, I've been sifting through all of Terraria's older mods and pointing the spotlight at the ones that deserve it. I've played Ancients Awakened, I've beaten the SGA mod, and now it's time for Shadows of Abaddon. When I spawned in, the first thing I noticed was that I had a key to the heart, and despite it saying it was consumable, I couldn't do anything with it, so maybe it's used for something else later on. I then began mining wood and instantly went mining just to get all the boring stuff right out of the way. I spent like 20 minutes mining until I ran into some new blue ores, so I set up shop to make myself a gold pickaxe. And does anybody remember gold armor needing like 80 gold bars to make? Like, I'm playing on 1.3 Terraria, so it's kinda old, but it just seems like a little much. In the end, I couldn't mine this new ore, so I continued mining for a bit longer until I reached a dead end and recalled back home. I just barely didn't have enough gold to make full gold armor, so I went off to the right and went mining again. While I was down there, I found enough ore along with some Hermes boots and flippers, so I recalled back home to start building my humble abode. I wasn't totally sure how I wanted my house to look. All I knew is that I wanted to make a huge arena inside the house for things like the solar eclipse, so I started by making this sort of zigzag that went 3 blocks up and 3 blocks to the side, but then for some reason I changed it to this ugly zigzag that went 5 blocks up and 5 blocks to the side. It was honestly awful. I don't know what I was thinking. Afterwards, I made full gold armor and got to research on what modded weapons I could start making, and I started with the Gleaming Root, a magic weapon that fires a lingering orb, and it worked pretty well against like bigger groups of enemies. I then began to explore to the left to see what was in my world, but I swear to God, I ran into what seemed like a never-ending corruption, so I just recalled back home and got to work fixing my ugly ass house. I decided to keep the 3x3 zigzag because I thought that looked pretty alright, but I changed the 5x5 zigzag to a 9x9 zigzag so that I could turn the outer area into like NPC houses and use the bottom area as my area, and then use the inner area as my arena. I continued building my house for a long ass time, you know, making rooms, making the zigzag look better, filling in walls, and by the end of it, I think it turned out pretty alright. After all this building, I decided to explore to the right and ended up running into a desert temple, and tell me why I got the Pharaoh's clothing. Like, literally anything else would have been better. Eventually, I ended up at a jungle and found this huge cave, but I got crushed by a boulder as soon as I went in. So I made the long trek back to the cave, and I got crushed by another f***ing boulder, like right at the entrance. So I walked all the way back for a third time, and I again, for the third time, got crushed by a boulder. Oh my god, what are the odds? On the fourth time back, I finally made it deeper into the cave, but there wasn't much of interest. I found a cloud in a bottle, an anklet of the wind, and some life crystals. Eventually, I died, and when I respawned, the Eye of Cthulhu also decided to spawn, and my arena worked beautifully. Yes, it needs to be like a little bit bigger, but it was already working like a charm. After a bit of fighting and getting really close to winning it, it turned day, so the Eye of Cthulhu left. Once things settled, I made the Everbloom, another magic weapon that fires a yellow petal, and it was kinda mid. The Gleaming Root that I made earlier was much better. I was also getting real sick and tired of not having magic storage, and I am a very unorganized person when I don't have this. I went over to the corruption to make a slimy crown, and once I was home, I summoned the King Slime, and this fight took forever. After 6 minutes of constant fighting, I defeated the King Slime and got my beloved slimy saddle. I then decided to head to the left and keep going left until I found a cave where I could find like the rest of my life crystals, but I got all the way to the edge and didn't find one. All the way to the edge of my world, didn't find another cave, so I just went home and started my elevator. I did this for a while, and at some point I equipped some random armor I had into my vanity slots to make some more room in my inventory. Also, more importantly, I was able to find the rest of my life crystals while doing the elevator. Now that I had full health, I came back up and defeated the Eye of Cthulhu. I then combined the Gleaming Root with the Everbloom to make the Everglow, a magic weapon that fires an aerial seed that leaves lingering orbs on collision, and I made the Umbra, a throwing weapon that seemed like it would work wonderfully. After I made the Umbra, I noticed that a lot of stuff in this mod is geared towards the expansion of the thrower class, so I decided to become a thrower. To do this, I needed to make me some thrower armor, so I sought out to make the prairie armor, but the issue with that was I needed 24 leather, and to make just a single piece of leather, I was going to need 5 rotten chunks, which, if you do the math, means I need 120 rotten chunks. So I headed over to the corruption and got to farming. I spent the next hour of my life taking out over 200 Eaters of Souls so that I can make all this leather. Alright, I'm halfway there. One and 0. I finally have them all. I then went to the desert to gather up some tumble sticks from all the tumbleweeds out of there and killed some birds for their feathers so that I could make myself some full Terraria armor. Once I was all geared up, I took a quick peek at the boss checklist to see what was next, and I had to make a frost rune in order to summon the decree. But in order to make a frost rune, I would need frigid ooze, which only drops from enemies during a blizzard, so I was just gonna have to wait for one to happen. In the meantime, I decided to expand my house a bit. After some time, it began to rain, which meant a blizzard was also happening, so I headed on over to the snow biome and got to farming some of these frigid enemies. While I was gathering up some frigid ooze, a weird block of ice spawned in front of me. What the hell is that? I figured that if I broke it, the decree would spawn, so I built a super quick arena and got the shit kicked out of me. I'm so dumb. I expected him to do the other move and not that one. The second time around, I made a frost rune and actually made a long enough arena to defeat the decree. Too easy. Boom. I thought it was super duper cool that like the first modded boss of this mod had 2 phases instead of just 1. From the decree, I got a frigid pendant that allows me to turn into like a humanoid decree when in the snow biome, but it didn't do very much else, so I unequipped it. I also got a bunch of decree fur, which I then used to make the Ice Claw Shuriken, a throwing weapon that worked much better than the Umbra and dealt an extra 10 damage. I then went to the Corruption and defeated the Eater of Worlds right away, because why not? Yeah, there we go. Almost lost that. That would have sucked. I equipped the Worm Scarf so that I would take 17% less damage and decided to finish off the first expansion of my house. Once that was done, I finally made myself some magic storage and then got started on the second expansion of the house. After a bit, I got bored and decided to go over to the jungle to search for a beehive. I searched for the longest time and even found the Jungle Temple, and I never find the Jungle Temple, but eventually I did locate a beehive. The area around the beehive was absolutely perfect, like the area right above it was completely empty, so I made a nice arena and summoned the queen bee. I was super nervous about this fight because I never take on the queen bee before hard mode, because the queen bee is just, she's just so hard, but I actually managed to take her out on my first try. Oh. God, that was stressful. As soon as the bee had been squashed, I got a status message that read, "A faint flame scouts the night." It was pretty creepy, but I guess I'll just have to wait till night to like see what it is. While waiting for night, I talked to a new NPC, and it was the Decorationist, and she sold various paintings of people that I just don't, I don't know who these people are. But I was also able to buy a premium, life-size cardboard cutout of Bendy from Bendy and the Ink Machine. So I put him on the ground floor to guard against like any intruders that would come in. I also finally noticed that I was still wearing random armor in my vanity slot, so I took that off and got a good look at my armor for the first time. Damn, hold up. I just took off all the armor and shit that I forgot to take off earlier, and I look buff as fuck. I look huge. Once night arrived, I went outside and was met with some flaming pumpkin-themed enemies that dropped Life Ember, and the Life Ember could be used to make a Dread Lantern and summon the Burning Horror of the Night. I farmed these guys until I got enough life embers to make the summon, but before I did that, I made a nightmare pickaxe and went to go find some of that blue ore that I found way earlier. I mined some, and it's called raw lapis, which I went home and smelted into refined lapis and turned into the Riptide, a thrower weapon that dealt a whopping 39 damage and looked cool as hell. Afterwards, I was gonna make a Dread Lantern, but it turns out that I need pumpkins, so I bought some seeds from the Dryad and got to planting. While I waited for them to grow, I continued to work on my house. Once the pumpkins were done, I gathered them up, made myself a Dread Lantern, and summoned the Flaming Pumpkin. But my arena was not prepared in the slightest for this fight, so I got roasted. I ended up having to wait an entire day so that I could get more life embers, and since this took all night to get, I had to wait another day to fight the boss again. In the meantime, I defeated the Goblin Army and prepared my arena for the fight. Once nighttime fell, I carved this pumpkin. 2, I'm gonna spawn him right in the middle. 3, 2, 1. Alright. See, this is what I meant. And then I go under. Oh my, okay, those go through, that's a little annoying, but... Aha! I'm such a mega genius, it's actually insane. Oh. Shit. Oh, ow, hold on, please, please, please. Okay, give me a break, okay. Oh. Thank you, thank you. Alright. Oh. Ow. Alright. And this is the game, folks. This is the game. Ow, I was gonna dodge that, but I was too stupid to. What the hell? Ow. Ooh, that sucked. Alright. Alright, nice. So far so good, so far so dandy. Things are getting a lot faster though as things progress. Ow. don't even see the boss. I'm just aiming up where that little health bar is poking out. Alright. Wait. Oh shit, okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then switches. Oh, no, I was completely wrong. Ooh, ow, come on. Right? Okay. Man, there's a lot going on right now. Maybe I should have put him in the middle, because maybe he only shoots down and he doesn't shoot up. I don't know. Okay, it's bad to go to the outer area. I should have put, like, a little platform in the middle of this long one. Oh shit, he's moving! Oh shit, he's moving now, okay. Okay, you're moving now, I gotta see you. Okay, come on. Come on, just die. Yeah. You've gotta be kidding me. Oh, you've gotta be kidding me. How the hell am I supposed to win this fight? Oh my god, you gotta be kidding me. Oh, just juke him. Just juke his ass. He's only got 2,000 health. He's only got 2,000 health. It isn't as much. He's only got 2,000 health. Ow. Oh, that hurt a lot. Shit. Come on. Come on, you stupid pussy. Come on. Oh, come on. Shit. Yeah! Oh. I was on fire. I was gonna die. Oh my god. From the pumpkin, I got a pumpkin amulet that has a 33% chance to erupt flames from my body, a weapon called the Dread Root that summons a fiery pumpkin sentry, and a handful of Dread Flames. The Dread Flames could be combined with life embers and bones to make blight bones, and those could be used to make new thrower armor, but I would have to defeat the Skeletron first. Before heading to the dungeon, I decided to finish exploring the right side of my map and found lots of meteorite along the way. It was now time to head to the dungeon, but I didn't want to walk all the way there, so I tried to cheese it by teleporting to the ocean, but since the ocean is broken on 1.3 version of Terraria, I got a little stuck. Oh man, okay. Eventually, I made it to the dungeon, built my lovely little arena, and got shit on. Nope, you ain't touching me, asshole. God damn it, dude. Ugh. I had to wait until it was night to try again, so I spent my day grinding out Brains of Cthulhu for money. Oh, I also used some of the Cryptane I got from those Brain of Cthulhus and made a cute little Chimera summon. Once nighttime arrived, I defeated the Skeletron, and the Dread Root works wonderfully against these enemies. It dropped a melee weapon called the Spine Rattler, and it seemed absolutely amazing, but I'm not melee, I'm a thrower, so I threw that weapon away. Since I still had a couple minutes left in the night, I summoned a Blood Moon and farmed those flaming pumpkin enemies for their life embers, and after the night was over, I had exactly enough to make the full Blight Bone armor set. Now all I needed was bones. I went to the dungeon to get some, and I also looked through a couple of chests because there's a throwing weapon that's crafted like the Knight's Edge, and I needed the throwing version of the Muramasa to make it. Eventually I died and I couldn't find the weapon I was looking for, but I did have everything to make myself full Blight Bone armor. Now that the Skeletron was defeated and out of the way, I could justifiably get Healthstone, so I finished my Elevator and got a bunch of it. I used the Healthstone to make myself the Ignitus, a thrower weapon that was shittier than the one I was already using, so I stored it away for future crafting. I then went back to the dungeon to find the final piece of the throwing Knight's Edge, and while looking for it, I got attacked by this big ass, like withered carrier thing that dropped a Piglin Army banner, which is used to summon the Piglin Army. I also found the Goblin Tinkerer and bought me some rocket boots and a Tinkerer's Workshop just before he was brutally murdered right in front of my eyes. After some time, I was able to find the Nihongo, the thrower version of the Muramasa, so I came home and crafted all of those thrower weapons I made into the Knight's Fall, and it did less damage than the one I was currently using, but only because of its modifier, so I waited until the Goblin Tinkerer respawned and made it better. Now that I was in tip-top shape, I was ready to fight whatever the piglin army was, and as soon as it started, I knew exactly what this was. 3, 2, 1. What the hell? Is this like Minecraft related? Cause they're zombie piglins. They're dropping gold. Damn, there's a lot of them. Holy shit! It doesn't help that each of their bows shoot like 2 arrows. Ow! Oh no! Are those blazes? Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! I'm getting blaze rods. This is totally a Minecraft reference. Shit, I'm gonna die again. No, please. Oh, what are those? Chicken jockeys? Chicken jockeys? Oh my god. I don't remember these ostrich skeleton things being inside of Minecraft. But again, I don't remember there being chicken jockeys at all, so. Alright, I've already got 3 out of the 8 portals down. This one, oh shit, it's all the way on the ground over there. I'm looking at my mini-map, it's all the way on the ground over there. Damn, these guys are dropping a lot of shit though. And see, there's this whole awesome event with Minecraft related shit, and I can't make any weapons out of it. Come at me! Come at me! How many waves are there, man? Yep. Oh shit, there's a boss. Okay, I'm coming. A zombie piglin brute? Where's the brute at? What the f was that? Oh, there it is! Come at me, bitch! Come at me! Ooh, that's a long-ass weapon. Come on, man, just die. If this guy has a second phase like all the other bosses in this mod so far, be a little freaking pissed. Oh, he's charging! Oh, he's charging! He's charging! No, he's not gonna get me. He's not gonna get me. He's not gonna get me. No, he's not gonna get me. He's not gonna get me. Yeah, get the hell out of here. Get the hell out of here. Oh, let me finish up this. Yeah, I defeated the piglin army. Let's go, dude. These guys were much harder than I thought they were going to be, and they would have been harder if they actually understood how to like stay on the same level as me, because they kept like staying on the level below me for whatever reason. From the boss at the end, the piglin brute, I got a ribberang. I just have a handful of the piglin brute's ribs that I now use as boomerangs, but when they hit an enemy, another one comes out and also hits that enemy. The next boss on my list was a boss named Jensen, and it was apparently some Grand Harpy, which got me wondering why the hell they named a Grand Harpy Jensen. To make the summon, I needed feathers and sunplate blocks, so I went up to a cloud island that was much further away than it should have been, and got the shit. I then came home, made the feather talisman, and tried to summon Jensen, but I have to wait until night, so I spent all of my time making my house even bigger than it already was. I did that for a while, and once nighttime arrived, I clipped Jensen's wings. Alright, let's try this boss. 3, 2, 1. I'm gonna try this weapon out. Come from the bottom right, come from the bottom right. Oh. Oh. It's pretty fire, it allows for extra hits. But I do want to try this weapon. I think this weapon's better, honestly. It's shorter range, but it hits much more. Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, she's evolving, she's evolving! Oh, she evolved! She evolved! Oh shit, okay. Lock in, I gotta lock in. Oh. Ugh. Come on, Jensen, free. Die. Just die. Come on, Jensen, just die. Just die, just die, just die, just die, just die. Yeah! And I got that trophy. Let's go. That oversized bird was much easier to defeat than the rest of these bosses so far, but it's probably because of how huge my arena is. Anyways, Jensen dropped a flight feather, and I would have used it, but I didn't like the fact that it had, like, the infinite feather falling buff, so I stored it away. Jensen also dropped a handful of grand harpy feathers, but to make anything with them, I would need actual feathers as well. So I went back to that faraway Cloud Island and killed a lot of harpies, like a lot of harpies, so that I could make the Harpy Days, a thrower weapon that shoots 3 rapid feathers, and a feather hairpin that increases my throwing damage by 8% and my throwing velocity by 10%. Afterwards, I was all ready to fight the Wall of Flesh, so I went down to Hell and spent the day making my Hell Highway. During this time, I kept dying to fall damage because this game is stupid, so I did equip the Flight Feather. Once the Hell Highway was done, I summoned the Wall of Flesh and lost. But you want to know what wasn't lost? All of my hope. I'm gonna go beat the Wall of Flesh really quick. Alright, let's see if I can take out 4,000 health in like 10 seconds. Yes! Oh, I'm so good at this game. I ended up getting a new thrower weapon called the Orb Flare that uses an assortment of orbs as ammo, but I would need to get through all the hardwood ores first before I could even make any of them, so I headed over to the Corruption and got to breaking some altars. I then got to mining all the hardwood ores, and once I had all of them, I used a shit ton of cobalt to make a shit ton of space junk, which I then bent and crafted into space junk armor. I also decided I was going to make adamantite orbs for the Orb Flare, but I needed Souls of Light and Souls of Night, so I got them. Using the souls, I converted my flight feather into Jensen's talisman, a pair of amazing wings, and I made a bunch of adamantite orbs. The next boss on my list was Arrhenius, I think it's pronounced, and all of the info I was given was to break a mysterious stone in the Empress's Den, but I had no clue where the Empress's Den even was, so I did a bit of research online and found out that it was in the underground desert. I went to the desert and just mined straight down until I started seeing weird blocks and hearing really weird noises, and then the worst thing ever happened. The Empress's Den was just a big area full of all sorts of spiders. I have pretty bad entomophobia, which is like the fear of bugs, so I absolutely hate spiders. And even though they're just like video game spiders, they're all pixelated and shit, it was still pretty gross to hear all the noises and everything. I found one of the statues because they like a big ass exclamation point above it and summoned Arrhenius, but I didn't have an arena set up, so I kept getting caught in all the cobwebs and lost. But on the bright side, the Orb Flare is amazing. I went back right away, made the arena much better, and squashed this bug. Oh. Oh. That was so dumb. Oh my god, I'm so stressed. Oh, I'm so stressed. Oh, there's totally gonna be a second phase. No! There's probably gonna be a second phase. Please. Oh, okay. This was the break I needed, actually. Okay. Oh! No second phase. Okay, nice. So glad there wasn't a second phase, because if there was a second phase after doing 50,000 damage, I would have killed myself. From Arrhenius, I got a Razor Fang Dagger that seemed like it would be really good, but the Orb Flare was just much better, so I never ended up using it. I also got a handful of Venom samples that I was going to use to make the new thrower weapon, but it requires Venomite, so I had to go back to the Spider Hell and get some. Thank God it was in abundance. Once I was back home, I made the Venomite Dagger, and it seemed really good, so I tested it out on the Wall of Flesh, and I was right. It was unbelievable. Now that I was actually back home, I bought myself some new furniture and finished up placing walls before I was rudely attacked by some stinky little pirates. By the time I was done dealing with the pirates, it was almost night, so I made a Skeletron Prime Summon and defeated him. But he's not the only one I defeated, because I also defeated the Destroyer and the Twins. All in the same night, all in one night. Like I'm telling you, this Orb Flare is on another level of weapon. With all the mechanical bosses out of the way, I was able to upgrade my already overpowered Orb Flare into the Elemental Flinger and make the Hollowed Decapitator, a thrower weapon that throws a bunch of bouncing hollowed shurikens. I also wanted to make myself some new armor with the Hollowed Bar, so I headed over to the desert to get some Forbidden Fragments, Ancient Cloth, and Desert Quartz. After spending what felt like was an eternity getting just 10 Ancient Cloth, I was finally able to make the Cairo Crusader armor. 33% chance not consume thrown items, Awakens Eternal Oasis to aid you in oh, what the holy shit, I didn't even see that guy. Who is this? The next boss on my list was Raynar or Raynair. I'm not totally sure, but I'm just gonna go with Raynair. I was able to make her summon right away, so I just spent the day waiting. Just waiting for it to be night. Once night had arrived, I summoned the Harpy Queen, Raynair. Alright, 3, 2, 1. Alright, where's she at? 85,000 health. From the bottom left. Oh my god. Wait, hold on. She's kind of gorgeous. Hold on. Oh, never mind. She's got kids. Never mind. I don't want her no more. I don't want her no more. I don't need her no more. She's got kids. Dang, I'm doing a lot of damage to her. Oh, she's leveling up. Oh, see, she's got a lot of kids. She's got a lot of kids. She's got a... What a... Oh, shit. Oh, shit, she's got a lot of kids. Oh, ow. Oh, ow. Everything hurts. Oh, my God. Okay. This motherfucker just stopped moving. Ooh, that almost hit me. Oh my god, this guy just needs to stop moving. Please. Ooh, okay. I'm doing really bad here. Shit. Yeah, I'm doing like exceptionally bad. Okay. And heal. Okay. I think now we're in pretty good standing. I think we're in pretty good standing. Yeah, now I just circle her. Okay, we're almost done. Yeah, this fight was much easier after that middle part was over with. Like, much easier. I happened to beat her on my first try, but there's no surprise there, because I'm pretty much a god at this game. Raynair dropped a Royal Guard, which creates a ring of feathers around you, and as cool as it was, it didn't really fit in with like my build, so I never used it. She also dropped a handful of royal harpy feathers that I used to upgrade my lightning boots to the royal treads. They did the same thing as my old boots, but I can now fly for 50% longer. I also made the royal harpy days, and I think the weapon speaks for itself. Up next was the Plantera, so I just extended the arena I made a while back for the queen bee and defeated it with ease. I then went right to the jungle temple, but I ran into some issues. No. No. No, please. Ah, God, I'm so f***ing smart. God, I'm so smart. Oh my God. I'm an absolute genius. Once I was unstuck, I defeated the golem relatively easily. For the thrower class, there's unfortunately nothing for me to make after both of these bosses, so I just got started on making the next boss summon. It required some new bar called Lizard Bar, so I mined up some of the jungle temple and got some chlorophyte to make it. I then went over to the desert to kill some of those desert sharks for more desert quartz and to kill some new lizard enemy named the Primordial Thrall to get a bunch of forgotten shit. Once I felt like I had enough, I went home, made a forgotten insignia, and got my ass handed to me over and over and over again. I figured that this boss would be like all the other bosses in the way that it would be pretty easy for me to beat, but I was so very, very wrong. I tried for a while, it was getting pretty much nowhere, so I did some research and it helped me remember that I could upgrade that old Knight's Fall into its terraform, so I got to slaying some Mothrons for broken hero swords. I then used those broken hero swords to make the Great Lance of Terra, and it dealt 180 damage and looked like it would be magnificent, so I went back to the desert to take down Primordia with ease, but that was not the case. I tried to beat this thing for literally like 2 hours straight, and I just couldn't. The worst part about fighting this boss wasn't even like me losing over and over again. It was farming for resources every like 10 minutes so that I can make more summons, and it would take so long because for some reason the desert sharks that dropped the desert quartz that I needed refused to spawn, no matter what I did. Eventually, I got to a point where I obviously wasn't going to beat this boss right now, so I got off my computer to clear my head. A couple hours later, I got back on, and this time I was determined to beat Primordia. But I definitely wasn't determined to wait for more of those desert shark things to spawn, so I just cheated in a bunch of desert quartz. You can call me a cheater all you want, but my game literally had to have been bugged or something, because those guys were literally spawning only once, like, they're only spawning once every like 5 to 10 minutes. It was absolutely dreadful. It was now time to get down to business. I made a house for myself and the nurse so that I could heal when necessary. I scoured the entire jungle for life fruits to give me that extra bit of health and to make some life regenerating lanterns out of them. And I added those lanterns along with life heart lanterns and campfires to my arena so that I could crush Primordia. This next one is the one. Oh. Oh, that was way too close. Alright. Alright, 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 alright. Oh my god. Finally. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. That took so long. Holy shit. Finally. Oh, what did I get? I had finally surpassed Primordia after all this time, and it turns out it's a pretty hot gal. I was given a primordial core, and it functioned the same way that the Royal Guard did from Rainair, but again, it didn't really fit my build, so I just didn't use it. I also got a bunch of primordial runes, which I used to make the Ainfijarnar, sorry for the pronunciation, but it explodes into damaging shrapnel. Afterwards, I summoned a Martian invasion, and you may be wondering, Oklah, why did you summon such a normally useless event? And it's because this event now had purpose. Those useless Martian conduit platings that are like only used as blocks could now be combined with a new material dropped from the Martian saucers called Mars Tech chips to make some pretty fire stuff. I did one Martian invasion and still needed just a bit more conduit plating, so I summoned it again, and as soon as I had enough, I went to go cancel the event and watch the most inconvenient series of events play out. That's awesome. That is really hilarious. Anyways, once the Martian Madness was finally over, I made myself some Mars Tech armor, the Trinity, I upgraded my Elemental Flinger to the Tesla Gauntlet, and I made a Martian Nanoblade. I tested out everything on Primordia and determined that using the Martian Nanoblade along with the Tesla Gauntlet was the best out of everything, but I still wanted to do more testing with the Trinity because no way this weapon was bad. It dealt over 400 damage, there's just no way. The first thing I actually did with my new gear was absolutely destroy the Lunatic Cultist. Like I didn't even dip under half of my health during this fight. I'm just too good. I then went and took out the Stardust Pillar right away and got 15 of these Quasar fragments, sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong, that are used to make specifically thrower gear. I didn't have enough fragments to make anything that I actually wanted, so I took out the Vortex Pillar and used all the Quasar fragments I now had to make the Quasar Kunai, and at least against the Braid of Cthulhu, it worked wonderfully. I used it to take out the Nebula Pillar with ease, and then used those Quasar fragments I got to make the Quantum Breaker, a thrower weapon that is used to grant the Quasar Kunai more power because the enemies that are hit by the Quantum Breaker will take 50% more damage from the Quasar Kunai. I tested this duo of weapons out on the Solar Pillar, and just watch me. Oh yeah. When it's afflicted, it does like fuck ton of damage. I forgot to make an arena. Holy shit. I had quite literally no time to think, so with the Moonlord following right behind me, I quickly ran over to my desert arena and managed to defeat him on my first try. From him, I got a handful of Eldritch Sparks that I used to make a bunch of cool stuff, but I think I need to get other materials from like the later post-Moonlord bosses in order to make them. Also, there's some weird-ass new enemies that spawn at night now, and they keep making me float. I didn't have enough Luminite or Quasar fragments to make what I wanted, so I refought through all the pillars, but this time around I wasn't able to defeat the Moonlord, so I spent a bunch of time making a long-ass asphalt path, and with it, it was much easier to defeat him. I was finally able to make full Quasar armor along with some wings, and it increased my defense by a whopping 21 points. Once I was all geared up, I did a little bit of research and found out that there are 2 thrower weapons that the Moonlord drops, so I fought him over and over and over again, but was having no luck whatsoever. After some time, I ended up getting one of the weapons, the Orbital Destruction. It caused meteors on impact, and it worked wonderfully against the Moonlord. Later that night, I attempted Abaddon, the Source of the Affliction, for the first time, and I got so unbelievably close to beating him, but I just didn't. I could only fight Abaddon at night, so I spent the day continuing to farm the Moonlord for that other weapon, but I never got it. Once night had arrived, I summoned and defeated Abaddon, the Source of the Affliction.
Oh shit, oh my god, coming out of left field with anger. Holy shit. Yes. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There we go. There we go. That fight was much easier than I thought it was going to be. It just takes a bit of time to get through. From Abaddon, I got a bunch of traces of chaos that create some pretty sick equipment when combined with orbital bars, so I headed underground to mine this new ore. I ended up upgrading my royal treads to the warp tracers, and I made the Death's Breath, a thrower weapon that deals 306 damage and bursts into clouds of despair flames. It was pretty cool. I still needed more traces of chaos to make everything that I wanted, so I fought Abaddon again later that night to get them, but I still needed more. Afterwards, I met a new NPC named Neil, and he wanted plants in trade for a potion called Flareum Flurry, and this potion was like a shine potion on crack. For some reason, despite having post-Abaddon gear, I still wanted that other weapon from the Moonlord, so I spent the day farming him some more until I eventually got the fair game, and it was ass. Obviously, because like I have weapons that are past it now. I got more traces of chaos that night, and I was initially going to make the new void armor, but after comparing that armor to the one I'm currently using, it was a downgrade, so I just made the Duskfall, a thrower weapon that rains down javelins from the sky. After a bit of using my new gear, I realized that the warp tracers make my Shield of Cthulhu completely obsolete, so I replaced it with the Celestial Shield, and grants me all the buffs of the Ankh Shield, Paladin Shield, and the Celestial Shell. Now, when I defeated Abaddon for the first time, there was a status message that read, "The dark energy of Abaddon has been released," which indicated the presence of Oblivion ore underground, and then there was another status message right after that read, "And reality is shifting." I figured that something on my map had changed since reality had shifted, so I walked all the way to the right side of the map and there was nothing new, but I was doing the same on the left side of the map, and it turns out that my hollow biome had been almost completely overtaken by a completely new biome, the Flame-Raised Forest. I did a bunch of stuff in this new biome. I explored the biome, I picked endufloras for future potion making, and I farmed enemies in the fiery caves for Flare Essentia in order to make the next boss summon and for future crafting. When I got home, I bought a bunch of new furniture from the decorationist, and one of the paintings I bought was a painting of Abaddon that made it very clear it was watching me and even made strange noises. I then defeated Duke Fishron to get a bunch of mutant cells, and then mined some ember bark trees in the Flame-Raised Forest to finally make a thermal flow emitter, the next boss summon. I went over to the Flame-Raised Forest to fight Aragorn, the Flame Serpent, and I lost, but not before dealing over 300,000 damage with the Death's Breath. I went back to fight Aragorn again, but this time with the Duskfall, and I rained hell upon him. Try this again, 3, 2, 1. Okay, this weapon is significantly better. At least for this boss. I'm not able to do enough damage for the second phase. Yeah! Yeah! The festive moon shines down, the force of flame has weakened. Yeah! Yeah!
The damage difference between the Death's Breath and the Duskfall is actually insane. Like, I dealt 400,000 damage with the Duskfall in the same amount of time that it took me to deal 100,000 damage with the Death's Breath. From Aragorn, I got some vials of fiery blood that, along with a new ore, are used to make draconium alloys, so I went underground and grabbed me some flareum crystals. Once I thought I had enough, I came back up and made both the blazing discus and the corrosive flask. I needed more vials of fiery blood, so I tested out the new weapons on Aragorn, and the difference between these two new weapons and my old ones were literally like night and day, bro. Like, I was dealing so much more damage. The blazing discus turned out to be much better, and while using it, I accidentally did a thing.
Oh my god, what the hell just happened, dude? I just did 400,000 damage in like 2 seconds.
With all the vials of fiery blood I had, I made full flareum armor, and yes, this armor caused me to deal way less damage than I was already doing, but now if I took damage that would have killed me, this armor would heal me back up to 1/3 of my health. I also made some wings, and they were pretty fire. After all this boss stuff, I took a break to do some fishing for fiery fins in order to make my healing potions go from super to mega. In order for me to summon the lost siblings, I was going to need a couple of new fragments dropped by the final bosses of the festive events, but unfortunately it wasn't nighttime, so I spent the day defeating the old one's army, just to pass time. Once it was night, I summoned the pumpkin moon and eventually got a bunch of fragments of light. I then summoned the frost moon, but I ran out of time before I could get any fragments. There was nothing for me to do until night, so I spent the day defeating every single boss and event that I hadn't yet on my boss checklist, and it's never looked so clean in like any playthrough before. Once it was night, I summoned the Frost Moon again and got some Fragments of Hatred. Afterwards, I made the Emblem of Sauron and summoned the Lost Siblings, and I got so close to defeating them, but the last sibling, Solaris, had some sort of like laser beam move that was literally impossible to dodge. Like I literally can't even, I can't move that fast. Turns out I was completely wrong on my last statement because I attempted them again right after and mopped the floor with them. Sure, 3, 2, 1. Oh shit. It's not over yet? Oh shit. Ooh. I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is. I don't know who this is. He's not really coming up here. I kind of need him to get up here so I can attack him. Ooh. Oh. Ow.
Oh. Oh. Oh my god. Heal, 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 heal. Nice, nice. Ow, that was stupid. Yeah, there we go. Heir of the throne of Daniel has been defeated. Let's go.
It felt like I was fighting the Power Rangers or like the Lions of Voltron or something, because after I defeated all the siblings individually, I did not expect them to combine and form Novaniel. From Novaniel, I got a bunch of luminous energy that's used to make all the cool endgame shit. A new NPC spawned named Aerozor, the Fallen Monarch, and this guy sold a chest full of good endgame shit, but I couldn't buy any of it because it all required astral type plating, whatever that is. As it turns out, this guy is also the final boss of the mod, but in order for me to battle him, I would need to get 10 erosion samples from eroded beings found across the map. Novaniel dropped a ring that like points towards these enemies, but it didn't seem like it ever worked, so I never used it. Another NPC named Nuba came to my house, and I was practically drooling over this woman.
Who is Snuba the Sorrentini? Who the hell is this? Damn, she's kinda... Damn. Hey, yo, what's up, girl? Okay, don't be mentioning other guys when I'm in the vicinity.
She sold a bunch of stuff, and all of it required Lunitium coins to be purchased, but there was one thing that stood out from the rest, the Terraria Infuser, and this stood out because the only way I could buy it was with an infusion crystal. I was stumped on what the hell an infusion crystal was, but I remembered that the polar bear looking guy, Reggie I think his name was, gave me a crystal that stated it could not be used until later, so I grabbed it, and when I used it, it turned into an infusion crystal. I bought the Teridium Infuser and a bunch of Teridium bars to make the Lunatic's Gamble, the upgraded version of the fair game, and it was really good against the Lost Siblings. I decided to fight the Lost Siblings again, and after my second dub against Novaniel, he dropped a thrower weapon called the Blind Justice Prototype 01, and this weapon worked beautifully, like beautifully against Erebor. I had enough luminous energy at this point to continue making other things like armor, but I was all out of Teridium bars, and I would totally buy some, but I was also all out of Lunitium coins, so I went down to the fiery caves and began farming the enemies down there for some more coins. After a bit, I came home, bought some more Teridium bars, and made myself the Fallen Prince's armor. It increases all my stats like usual, but the set bonus gave me a chance to summon an energy blade upon hitting enemies, max of 5, and I could launch these blades at nearby enemies. I also made the Cosmic Desolation. It pretty much does the exact same thing as the Blind Justice, but it just does it worse. I then spent a shit ton of time, like days, gathering up all of the equipment necessary to make the Quasar Sigil and upgrade to the Ninja Emblem, some Aurora Wings, and the Stone of Resonance and upgrade to the Charm of Myths. While I was gathering everything up, I also happened to run into one of those eroded beings and got some eroded samples as well. Once I was all geared up with my new weapons, armor, and equipables, I took on the fallen monarch, Erizor. Guy a shot. Ready for this? 3, 2, 1. Oh, I'm so scared. Ow. No! I'm so scared. Ow. Oh no! Why did I jump into that? I'm sorry, Lumberjack. Oh! Ow, ow. Ow, stop. Ow. Dude, I'm getting my ass kicked. God damn it. Please. Dude, I'm getting my ass kicked. I'm just gonna run fast as I can. Give me some goddamn time to heal. Please. Please. The worst part about this is that this guy is totally gonna have a second phase. No, stop. Okay, please. I don't know why I hadn't been using that.
Ouch. Fuck. Please! Please! Huh. Oh shit, why did that scare me? I like legitimately just jumped. Why did I do that? Ow. Gonna heal full health right now. Get the cooldown started. Oh. Oh shit, really? That was it? Really? That was it? I just so happened to defeat him on my first try, and I got a relic fragment and a handful of astral type plating. Everything Arizor sold was way too expensive, so I had to beat him one more time before I was able to buy just the astral type knives, and then I used these awesome knives to beat him another like 5, 6, 7 times to be able to afford full astral type armor. And honestly, I almost prefer my old armor over this one, because the energy blades that I could launch dealt so much damage. They dealt so much damage. I never really understood any of the spells from this new armor either. After all these victories against Arizor, I now had enough relic fragments to make an ascension tablet, and I used that tablet to make the rogue wave, and it dealt almost 6,000 damage, almost 6,000 damage. But unfortunately, it was very, very difficult to like hit any sort of moving enemy whatsoever. I also made the astral type chain blades, but they weren't as good as the knives. Now that I was fully equipped and I had like seen all the endgame stuff, I was ready to end my recording and be done with this mod, but it turns out that there's actually like a secret boss that isn't listed on the boss checklist. In order to summon him, you need to buy a Dread Obelisk from Arizor, but the only way to get one is if you are wearing full Astral Tide armor and if you are currently holding a relic weapon. I checked all those boxes, so I bought the Obelisk and summoned the final boss, Nihilus. Final boss. 3, 2, 1. What do I do? What am I supposed to be doing here? Oh, I see. Oh my goodness. What the hell am I supposed to be doing right now? Oh my god. I did it. First try. That boss was so easy. That boss was unbelievably easy. Like I was leaning back in my chair, you know, thinking I was gonna lose, and that boss was so unbelievably easy. Like I just said, that boss was unbelievably easy. Like, usually the final boss is hard and annoying and makes you want to put a fist-sized hole through your monitor, but this guy was just easy. Nihilus dropped a bunch of Embers of Omen, and these Embers of Omen can only be used to make a single weapon per class that's in this game, so I used them to make the Abyssal Grenade, and I'll just let it speak for itself. Hey guys, I know I said I would be uploading shorts every day and playthrough videos every Wednesday, but I have new revisions for my content schedule. I will still be uploading the bigger videos once every other Saturday, and I will start uploading shorts again very, very soon, but I think I'm going to be discontinuing the playthrough series. The obvious answer is that the playthrough series only ever gets like 3,000 views, but I also think that I can use the hours that would have been spent on those playthrough videos and put them into my bigger videos, so that the bigger ones are much, much better, and maybe if I start to get ahead of my upload schedule, I can introduce like a third video somewhere within the month, because right now I only ever do like 2 a month. I don't know. We shall see how things go, and for those that like make the mods that are in the playthrough videos and comment on those videos, I already have some video ideas like regarding those mods that have been like abandoned in this playthrough series. But anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all soon.